Today's verse of the day is from the book of Daniel, chapter 1, verse number 8. But Daniel purposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with the portion of the king's meat, nor with the wine which he drank. Therefore he requested of the prince of the eunuchs that he might not defile himself. What's the historical context? A number of the Jews had been taken into Babylonian captivity. Daniel was among those who were taken there. And the Babylonian government selected some of the young Jewish men to train them in learning their language and in other areas, and they provided special food for them to eat. Now, rough estimate, Daniel may have been between 15 and 20 years old at this time, perhaps. But what we read in Daniel 1 and verse 8 is pretty amazing. Here's a young man, and he's got conviction. Here's a young man, he's got courage, and he basically said, look, that stuff that you want us to eat and drink, I can't eat it. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to defile myself. Here's a young man who had knowledge of God's Word. He had a recognition of things that are acceptable and things that are not acceptable in God's sight. Somebody said, well, he's 550 miles away from Jerusalem. No big deal. Daniel understood that there are no borders to limit or restrict what God's Word says. We need young people. We need middle-aged people. We need older people to have that courage and that knowledge and that conviction that Daniel had. There are some things that we shouldn't take into our lives. There are some things that need to be a part of our lives, and may God bless us as we try to distinguish those based on His Word and make the right choices. Verse of the day, Daniel 1 and verse 8.